Tina also had quite a distinguished career on the Pro Tour. She was a singles specialist, I think, reaching top 40 in the world. But yes, here we go.
All right.
0-0.
Little high drive from Etta right there.
And just a reminder, there's a slight change in MLP scoring rules for this event. So this game is to 25, win by 2, but you do have to win on serve in this event.
Oh, nice ATP from Etta right there. That was a good point.
She starts pretty hot with the ATP, is one of the trick shots in pickleball. But as you can see, first few points of the match, the players are kind of filling each other out, settling in. Maybe they're a little bit of nerves. So I think the focus right now is to kind of keep the ball in play, figure out your patterns, see if the strategy that you came up with prior to the match is going to play out.
Oh, great hands from Caitlin Christian, handling those attacks out of the air. She did a very good job of just resetting and blocking with the two-hand backhand. You'll see a lot of these women have a very good two-hand backhand. In fact, I think Tina Pisnik is probably the only one on this court that doesn't have one. A little mistake there from right, but it's still early. Everybody's, getting into the game.
How many unforced errors would you say a player is allowed per match, more or less?
Obviously, in rally scoring, it does change the dynamic. Got a little jammed on that forehand. I would say in regular scoring, for me, you need to keep it under 8. That's the ideal amount as a team. Ooh. That ball from Etta was probably going long. Hard to get out of the way of that. She placed it pretty well on Caitlin Christian.
All right, slight edge, 4-3 for the Rangers, but what we can expect, what we've seen so far is Etta is probably going to be initiating a lot of the attacks, and it will be interesting to see how Caitlin handles some of those attacks, whether she's going to counter or reset.
Nice. Yeah, so both of these teams, I think, have a good balance of kind of what I like to, the analogy I like to use is very similar to volleyball, where you have a spiker and a setter. So I think both of these teams, a loose error there from Lacey Schneemann with the backhand. I think Tina is a very good setter for Etta. Etta likes to really initiate and be aggressive. And Tina just is a wall, doesn't miss, nice.
Case in point, right here.
Exactly. So we have the Ranchers going up now. They have a 4-point lead at 7-3. Ooh. Maybe she lost the ball a little bit off of that drive. 8-3.
Looks like it's been the go-to shot for the third for Etta Wright. She's using a little bit of her drives. Yes, we're going to probably see the Arizona drive mix up their return position, and this return goes to Tina. Gives him a little bit more time to settle in on the kitchen line. 4-8, Caitlin Christian serving.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So I think for AZ Drive right now, the women may want to try and slow it down. It might not be what they want to do, but at this moment, it looks like Etta and Tina have the advantage of the fast-paced points.
Absolutely.
nice little speed up there from Etta. Middle of that point, we saw Lacey Schneemann try to hit a lob. The good thing is that at least she went over Etta's left shoulder, so Etta had to hit like an awkward one-hand
I'm
backhand
surprised
volley.
she's still alive after that lob. Yeah, it wasn't very well executed, but they survived through the point.
Yeah. Ooh. I think that's probably one of the first errors I've seen from Etta Wright. She's been playing pretty solid so far for this first half before the switch.
Yeah, she looks pretty locked in. Also, she's one of those players that doesn't show too much emotion.
Yes.
She's very even-keeled. All right, 10-5.
11-5. Yes. That is a nice shot into the body of Schneemann. She didn't hit it hard, but she placed it really well. And sometimes when it comes to, especially at this level, everybody's so good at making balls and getting balls back. That placement is more important than power.
Absolutely, and when you're hitting the ball from that low below the net, you have to take a little bit of pace off to make sure it clears. All right, the wall of Tina continues to reset.
Oh, and that lob goes a little long. I like the idea. Oh, and we now have the switch of, when all four players are at the kitchen, they're all leaning in. Being able to execute a good lob is definitely a play that is coming more into pickleball. And we are back. 13-5 for the Ranchers. Yeah, I think that speed up from Schneemann to that middle forehand, Etta does a very good job of covering middle with her forehand, so not sure if that was the spot to go to on that ball. Yeah, I think for the AZ drive, finding a few more balls to Tina Pisnik, because just to get into a rhythm, to kind of get the point started, because right now Etta is really looking to be aggressive and take advantage of the point. Oh, nice, yeah.
They earn an opportunity to attack, but wrong spot on Etta.
She was ready for that, and I don't think it was high enough. I think if you're going to attack Etta, you really have to get a ball where you can start hitting down on so that she has to hit up on it. Because if it's in that yellow zone, she has very good hands and she's quick. And oh, another lob and not
a
quite.
Smash.
Yeah,
We're gonna
that
call
one.
It, that was a smash.
Overhead smash there. Ranchers leading 16-6 against the AZ drive.
Do you think now could be a time for Caitlin and Lacey maybe switch sides? And I know Caitlin also likes playing on the left.
I think Caitlin actually prefers, like both of these teams, oh, another lob. Nice. Oh, at least that was a good execution of the lob. They got it to bounce, they pushed their partners back. That was a nice backhand from Tina Pisnik. What I was saying earlier, both of these teams actually, I think all four women on this court prefer the left side. So they can all play the left. I think it's just a matter of who is executing that side better in the moment. But at 17-7, I don't think it's a bad idea for the Arizona Drive to maybe switch their women up and see, if it helps, if it's just a different look. A lot of the time, sometimes, a team just has a certain strategy based on that formation. So switching it up at this point might not be a bad idea. Oh, net cord and dive, yes. Another good lob. That's nice. All right.
All right, we've seen some positive energy
Yeah.
and execution from Arizona. I think
Getting a
that's
couple points on the board here, trying to close the gap. Now serving at 9-17. I think that was a better point, though. I feel like the points are getting a little bit longer. They're staying a little bit more patient. I felt like earlier Arizona Drive was trying to attack too early and, looking for balls that weren't quite there. And I think now they're kind of getting into a better rhythm of when to attack and what shots to attack.
all right. Caitlin Christian serving 10-18. Game 225. Sick draw by Lacey. A flashy Ernie. She's back.
And she got the point. Nice. That was like a running Ernie. As I said before, Lacey is very athletic, so that was a nice athletic move from her. Good job for Caitlin to shift over and cover for her partner as she went for the Ernie.
Beautiful display of geometry.
Yes.
$19-11 at a right serving.
Oh. I like the move. It was probably a little too far away from her, especially since the previous shot was kind of a stretch backhand. Going from a stretch backhand out wide all the way to that right side of the court was a little challenging.
She lets it go this time and has Caitlin hit the ball.
Exactly. Oh, Lacey Schneeman has probably one of the best overheads in the game. She does a very good job of finding the angles, so she'll always look to hit it off the court instead of hitting it through the court.
And a famous scissor kick
Yes.
with the legs. Nice patience from Arizona. Tina in the groove.
Nice, another lob. Oh. And it looks like Lacey tried to hit a drop that went slightly wide. I don't mind the idea because they were both back, and one of the previous points she had in an overhead, so, I like the idea. You just have to execute. Oh, nice lob again. These lobs, again, they're getting better. The first few that they hit were a little too short, and they've made the proper adjustments on their lobs, and they're now executing them very well. All right, we have AZ Drive serving at 13-21 against the Ranchers.
Just got caught off balance a little bit on the dinks. Lacey is very aware of it.
Yes.
She's going to try to make an adjustment, make slightly smaller steps, so she's not reaching for the shots when she doesn't need to.
so far. Great play from all 4 ladies there.
Crowd is going wild.
Yeah. I think that's a good kind of, that might be a momentum point, you know, when it comes to kind of shifting your confidence and your balance of what's going on right now. I think that was a really good point for AZ Drive. Ooh. Lacey went for the Ernie again, did not quite execute it, did not get it down. She's showing right there with her paddle that she needed to get that down, and she is correct because she kind of floated it to Etta's forehand, and Etta was ready for it. And the court is too open at that point for Caitlin to cover the whole court.
There was no one there.
No.
All right, 23-14 for the Rangers.
Nice hands from Caitlin, but couldn't finish.
Etta with the power and
Yes.
Tina with one unforced error.
Yes.
Those are tough conditions.
You know, it's the Tina Pisnik Etta Wright team is a very solid team. We now have a game point here.
Another perfectly executed drop.
And the double backhand overhead from Tina Pisnik to win that game.
The Rangers.
Yes, and going into this game, Texas Rangers took the first one in women's doubles. So they lead 1-0. Kwong hitting that a little bit long, but we'll be playing a women's doubles, a men's doubles, 2 mixed, and then depending on the score of that, we will go into the Epic Dreambreaker if it's tied.
Yes, the trademark event for Major League Pickleball. And then for those of you who don't know, before the match there's a coin toss. And during the coin toss, the teams can choose whether or not they play men's or women's doubles first. Then they can choose to respond to mixed or respond to the singles lineup. So, and they can also pick a side.
Yes.
So there are a lot of choices to be made.
It's a lot of strategy going on. It's like, I always call pickleball and all of these things like chess, you know? So, a lot of different options to choose from. Oh, Christian didn't even move for that. Then one of the crucial things about pickleball is knowing how to let out balls go. You know, and that Christian actually did a very good job there of showing that sometimes it's a predetermined. You decide before it's even hit based on how they look that that ball is not going to be in. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, but it's all about collecting the data.
Yes.
Oh, the net cord, and we've got a point off the net cord.
And interesting fact about Christian Alshon, he actually spends like 3 to 5 hours a week in front of the mirror practicing letting the out balls go.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yes, because he's got to be able to go right and left.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
It's an art.
Yeah, I got my practice just from my partners yelling at me out, and enough times. Nice ball down the middle from AJ Kohler. You heard in that point earlier him telling Dylan Frazier to let a ball go out, but sometimes it's tough, especially when it comes hard at your body. You just don't have a lot of time. But he kept the point alive, and they end up winning the point. Oh, another out ball that they've let go for Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers are now serving at 3-4. Kwang Dong is another player that likes to execute and use lobs. along with AJ Kohler. So I think in this game we will be also seeing some lobs as well, like we saw in the women's game.
Absolutely. All right, AJ Kohler serving 4-3. It looks like Arizona is kind of structuring their points through Guangdong, looking for their opportunities and testing that team in the middle as well. Very nice, and another good lob by Guangdong. Yes. It's not a secret that AJ Kohler has one of the worst overheads on the Pro Tour. But don't hold it against him. He has a hockey background, and that shot's just not in the picture. There.
Right.
But
exactly.
he survived well, used his athleticism, kept the ball in play.
Yes. Oh, nice little firefight there, ending in the favor of the AZ drive. Great point for the Ranchers. Nice little hands battle in the middle there. These guys have such a quick reload. They keep such short swings so that they're ready for the next one. If you watch, sometimes if you're in a hands battle and you feel like you're on the losing end, it might be because of your follow through. You're swinging too big.
Christian anticipating the redirect from the midcourt, and just a pretty awesome one-handed counter punch. 6-6.
That was a nice spot from Dylan Frazier. Guangdong definitely favors his backhand, but he's been putting a lot of hours on the court. Relatively new to the game, but putting in the hours, figuring out pickleball. But he does prefer his backhand side, which is why he's playing the left.
Dylan Frazier serving. We kind of have the non-tennis players battling the tennis players.
Yes.
Christian and Quan, they have a tennis background, good junior careers. And then, yes, AJ and Dylan, they didn't play as much tennis.
Oh, nice lob from Guangdong there. Yes. Dylan has been playing for a very long time. I did not realize that, but he has been playing, I think, since he was, 12, 13.
Oh, so like 3 years ago?
I actually remember a few years ago when I first started playing against him and his mom in a professional tournament. So he's been playing a long time.
All right, the score is even. 8-8. Perfect drop by Christian.
Oh, that is nice placement from AJ Kohler. Not hitting it too hard, but finding a good angle.
All right, a little strategy recap between Arizona Drive players.
Oh, it was probably going to go out. I think AJ was half trying to let it go, but he read it a little too late and got jammed on that forehand volley.
9-9. That was another textbook forehand from the middle from AJ Kohler. Solid base.
Yes, you'll see from the Ranchers, especially this men's team, that they will be looking to drive and crash on a lot of their third and fifths. Both players have a great drive, and they're very quick to get up there. So. Quick reload there from Guangdong. He's such a dynamic player, just very quick on his feet.
Big serve.
Oh, it was there. He just got there late. He needed to let it come out a little bit more and then get on the outside of the ball for that ATP. But it was there.
Ooh, nice little off pacer by AJ there.
Yes.
11-12. Still a very close match. Looks like the Arizona is choosing to drop their thirds.
That's a nice spot from AJ Kohler. Yes, I think strategically teams that drop their thirds have a lot of confidence in their kitchen game, and they want to start that kitchen rally, so they want the time to move forward because the drop takes a lot longer to get to the opponents compared to a drive, so it allows them time to move forward and get into the kitchen. And I think both AJ and Dylan want those kind of points. Ooh, that was a very nice poke from Christian with his backhand. I don't think they were expecting that.
All right, welcome back to the second half of this amazing doubles match. The Rangers serving 13-12 against Arizona Drive. Players remain in their positions. No switches.
Oh, nice hands exchange from all four players. Arizona Drive coming out on top of that, tying it up at 13-13. Oh, nice poach from AJ Kohler.
Yeah, Christian reached in with his one-hander, kind of letting it float a little bit. He's done it a few times, so good pickup on AJ's part. The Iceman, as we call him.
Nice backhand roll from Kwang Dong there. That was very good out of their control.
Yes, and he lives up to his nickname, the Avatar Bull Bender.
Yes.
14-0.
Ooh, just a slight mishit there from Kwang. He got what he wanted, though. He definitely wants that backhand counter out of the air. He got what he wanted, just maybe took his eye off the ball a little bit. Sometimes that's all it is, you know? We just don't look at the ball long enough, and we just take our eye off and look at everything else and then slightly mishit it. It's a wiffle ball with holes, so it is moving constantly through the air, so. Oh, good eye from Kwang, letting that last ball go. Nice hands battle exchange. Very hard in the middle of hands battles to know when to let it go because everything's happening so fast and you're on it, but he did a good job there of letting that go. That's a big serve.
Yeah. Huge serve.
Kwang is a very good singles player, so I like to call that the single serve.
Yes, and he goes down the middle as well. I feel like players are using that serve a little bit more. Not just serving to the corners.
Yes, exactly.
Dylan Frazier serving 16-15. Perfect drop from AJ.
Oh, the lob goes a little long. I think that's the first one he's missed. It looks like he's saying the wind, and I see it now. The wind is, he is with the wind a little bit, so that ball carried as compared to the other side where the wind kind of kept it in play a little bit longer. You always have to be aware of the elements because the wind does affect the ball, and right now on the side of Christian Alshon and Kwang Dong, they are with the wind. So that ball will carry a little bit longer, especially on shots like the lob. Nice ball from AJ Kohler, getting it down at Christian Alshon's feet.
Good. Last few points, Christian and Kwan been struggling just a little bit to get to the kitchen line when they're serving. So we'll see how they address this issue in the next few points.
Oh, nice roll again from Kwang Dong, catching AJ Kohler, not moving his feet.
Yes, it's third time.
Yeah.
I think AJ needs to be just either a little bit more conservative and stay a little bit further away from the center, or make one or two quick adjustment steps.
Miss return from Dylan Frazier.
Rangers with the lead, 19-18. Another big serve down the middle.
Big serve, big drive. That is a combo that I'm seeing a lot more players use now. Big serves and big drives. Nice. Good reach in there for AJ Kohler.
Arizona serving 19-20. No big leads so far.
Ready for that one. Christian was on that forehand. Great counter from him. Score is now 21-19 for the Ranchers. We're getting closer to the end. And I think both the Ranchers thought it was going to go long, but the other team is against the wind, so I think that kept the ball in play a little bit longer than they were expecting.
Yeah, AJ changed the dinking strategy just a little bit. Instead of dinking shorter and letting the ball bounce,
dinking it deeper, yes.
Deeper, and making Kwan hit volleys to take away the topspin backhand that he has. So that good move by AJ. We will never know if it was subconscious or conscious.
Yes, but honestly, that is one of the reasons why these players are so good. They're able to make in-the-moment adjustments like that. And it's as subtle as it is important. Another good point from the AZ drive. They are out here playing chess. Getting correction on the score here. It might be 22 all. Oh, that was not a smart speed up from Kwang Dong. It was a little too low, and AJ Kohler has fast enough hands to handle that speed up.
23-22.
23 for AZ drive. Yeah, that ball was left a little too high, and Christian, what makes him such a dangerous right side player is that he is very comfortable with his backhand in the middle and being aggressive with it. Oh, couple points for the Ranchers here.
23-23. You have to win on serve.
Yes.
Kwan with another big serve.
Couple loose errors there from AJ Kohler. And now the Ranchers have gotten themselves a game point. And that is game. That was a very well executed timeout for the Ranchers. They probably just,
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a beautiful Saturday for pickleball, and we are back in Grand Rapids. Now with mixed doubles action. We're going to introduce the teams really quickly. We have for the Rangers, Christian Alshon playing with Etta Wright. And then for Arizona Drive, we have Dylan Frazier, a.k.a. Baby Dill, playing with Caitlin Christian, a.k.a. KK. So it's a must-win situation for Arizona. Their team is down 0-2, but it's not over until it's over.
oh, and that lands just a little long. Texas Rangers serving at 2-1 against the Arizona Drive.
Probably give Etta Wright a slight edge on dinking cross court with Caitlin. I think she has a few more options there and a little bit more consistency.
Oh! Running along the net cord there.
But curious to see what Caitlin does in terms of staying in the pattern or moving the ball around just a little bit more.
She shifted, but I think she just took too big of a swing on that backhand counter. Definitely one of the big things to have in mixed doubles as a female is that backhand shift counter, because your male partner is generally covering the middle. Oh. Dylan Frazier tried for the speed up, but Christian was ready for that counter. Kept it short and simple.
Etta Wright serving at 4-2.
That is a nice volley from Caitlin Christian. I think Christian Alshon will be looking to drive and poach, try to get in there quick and early. So Caitlin did a very good job of shutting that down.
The speed up goes a little long,
Yeah.
but not a bad idea overall. Again, we're pretty early in the game, so players are kind of testing things out, looking for openings. Nice middle coverage by Dylan Frazier here, and a little bit of luck with
From the net cord, yeah.
Yes. Players seem to be unfazed by the let cords in this match.
It looks like Christian, maybe the ball off the net hit his wrist in a funny spot.
All right, we got a little self-treatment here with the ice and a little break. But looks like the show will go on. Fraser serving 5-4.
Oh, and a missed return. Still feeling whatever he felt from that previous point.
Rattled. That's what you felt.
A little bit. Oh, little help from the net cord there for Caitlin Christian. Etta tried to get to it, but could not quite execute on the lob. Nice. Caitlin did a really good job of noticing that her partner going back for the overhead was now off the kitchen line. She shifted to cover middle, being ready for that two-hand backhand.
Yeah, technically it was executed beautifully as well. She took a short swing and made sure the ball bounces short in front of Alshan. Not too hard, but just in the right spot.
Nice hands from Dylan Frazier.
And Arizona is building on their lead right now, 9-4.
They definitely need it. You know, they need to win this match to stay alive. So hopefully I think their goal is going to be to try to keep at least a 3-point, you know, game for this whole game.
Caitlin surviving those couple of dings.
Good eye. That was a really good point. All four players were kind of moving the ball around, getting everybody out of their positions, and Arizona Drive able to come out on top of that point. Etta just coming up a little too quickly on that dink instead of staying low and balanced.
11-4. I like that Christian continues to stay aggressive.
Yes.
He's just moving his spots around a little bit and taking a little bit of pace off the forehand since
the previous one went a little long. Yeah, exactly. That was a double bounce. Yes, that was a double bounce. Yeah, I always have to be aware of is the strategy bad or is just my execution bad? You know, sometimes the strategy is correct and it's just poor execution, and sometimes it is you need to change your strategy. But it is trying to find the balance of the two. That sails long from Dylan Frazier. And I think, you know, for Christian, he definitely needs to stay aggressive. That is probably the best part of his game in mixed doubles, and it's just executing it properly. Oh, a nice Ernie move there from Etta, right? Reading the play. Seeing that Dylan was kind of going on his back foot on that backhand dink. All right, and we are going to be switching over. 13.
Always snacking, always eating, but
Means she has a high metabolism. Just, you know.
absolutely.
Nice Ernie from Christian Alshon there. Yeah, with players as athletic as Christian, you have to be very aware of where you drop the ball because you don't want to drop it too close to the sidelines because they will look to Ernie that ball.
And same on the women's side.
Yes.
It's also dangerous for the guys to just kind of float that dink down the line, as we saw Etta right with an Ernie, and Caitlin was looking for some of them. So a lot of times, if you know the scouting report on the players, that basically straight ahead,
yes,
down the line dink close to the sideline is basically off limits.
Right.
Because of how well players can Ernie. All right, one of the first unforced errors.
Yeah, I would have to say Caitlin Christian is playing a very clean mixed doubles match right now, doing a good balance of keeping the ball alive, making dinks, allowing Dilling to get involved. Nice hands from Dylan Frazier. Yeah, mixed doubles is a different kind of chess match. You know, you have the women, you know, trying to keep it to each other, keep the guys out of play, and then the men are looking for the balance of how much do they get involved, how aggressive are they. Nice shot from Caitlin.
Yeah,
And
Christian Alshon was looking for a set play there. He intentionally went and grabbed that dink from the middle, went pretty aggressive cross-court looking for an Ernie, but Arizona Drive with the answer.
that drive a little high from Caitlin. Looked like she kind of rushed through it a little bit instead of taking her time.
Yeah, well, let's see if Rangers return a little bit more to Caitlin starting now. We've got a couple unforced errors in the thirds. Let's see if they pick up on that.
Oh, nice finish from Caitlin. Dylan playing singles for the first majority of that point. But Caitlin with the finish.
Yes, and you can see on the replay what she did. She went behind Christian down the line, but into a big target that opened up the court, and then a short cross-court winner finish. All right, and the returns are going to her.
Yes.
They're still struggling a little bit getting into the kitchen on their serve.
Yeah. All right, Ranchers serving at 11-17 against Arizona Drive. That was a nice drive crash combo from the Ranchers. Good drive from Christian. Etta moving forward, taking that next ball with the two-hand backhand. Oh. Little unfortunate net cords in the middle of that point there. All right. Ranchers trying to close the gap slowly. Now 13-17, 4-point difference. And a missed return from Dylan Frazier.
Yeah, big serve from Christian. Maybe not as powerful as Kwon, but
it was a very deep serve, which is honestly is probably just as effective as a hard serve, because the deeper the serve, the longer it takes for the opponent to get up to that kitchen line and be on the offense. So
all right, Dylan helping out with the thirds. Perfect placement. Christian working to open up the court.
Oh, I like the idea. Christian was being big in the middle, coming over and taking with those with the forehand, and that back corner behind him with the backhand was open. Just fell a little short from Dylan Frazier. That's a good volley, especially when you know a team is looking to drive and crash. Having a solid first volley is really important.
19-15.
Nice. Dylan doing a good job of coming over and taking that third so that they can get into the kitchen.
All right, we're back. Caitlin Christian serving. 2015 Arizona.
Nice. That was a good combo from the Ranchers, returning to Caitlin, keeping her back, and then giving her the fifth as well. I think the wind kind of caught that ball. Again, the side of the Arizona drive there with the wind, with the Ranchers playing against the wind. So anything that the Ranchers hit soft, the wind will kind of stop the ball and have it drop early. So I think that ball kind of got held up by the wind, and when Caitlin reached out for it, she just couldn't quite reach it. But they win this point. Now serving 21-17, Arizona Drive versus the Ranchers. They need to win this game in order to stay alive in this match. Oh, good hands from the Ranchers, keeping it short and sweet on those counters.
18-21. Wow, Etta anticipated that speed up really well. And to be honest with you, in that situation, there's not really a good spot for Caitlin to speed up. The ball is still pretty low. Both Christian and Etta are standing right on top of the kitchen line. Both of their hands are good.
That's one of those situations where if you're not getting the ball down, it's probably going to be hard to speed up. And Caitlin with the missed dink. The Ranchers are closing the gap here at 20-21.
I love the suspense of Major League Pickleball. We've had one of the matches go to like into the 30s yesterday, I think.
Really? Wow. AZ Drive definitely needed that point. They want to keep a gap as much as they can just to give themselves a buffer. Oh.
Great hustle on the part of all the players. Alshan serving, 21-20.
Oh, I think that's probably one of the first dinks I've seen Christian miss for this match.
I feel like players are feeling the pressure maybe just a little bit. If you notice, last 3 errors were just missed dinks by 3 different players into the net. So.
Good volley from Etta, getting it down at Dylan's feet. She didn't hit it hard, but she hit it accurately. It's a great spot. Etta serving at 22-23. We are getting down to the end. Oh, they are calling the return out.
All right, Arizona chooses not to challenge 23-all.
Oh no, miscommunication there. Unfortunate timing too, because now the Ranchers have come back and they have a game point and a match point. If they win this, it will be over and the Ranchers will take the sweep at 3-0. All right, they're still alive. 24-all.
KK is not ready to leave just yet. That was a great return.
Very good return. And a nice drive from Caitlin. She saw the opening. Christian has been doing a very good job of being big in the middle. He was already covering middle.
But very controlled shot by Caitlin.
Yes.
Right, big target, moderate pace. Game point for Arizona.
eye of a dink from Caitlin. Etta reaching in and jamming Dylan Frazier. That was actually a really good spot because I do think most of the time the guys think those girls will attack cross court to the girls, so they're expecting to reach in the middle, and she did a good job of jamming Dylan there. Was on that. She was ready. She shifted early, ready with the two-hand backhand counter. That was a very explosive move. Nice. They have another game point here at 26-25 for Arizona Drive. I think that was probably the longest point that we've had so far. All four players dinking patiently, waiting for their turn to attack, and Christian Alshon with the last say in that rally.
Yeah, arguably Caitlin had like 4 or 5 shots. She could have possibly done something, but I think she deliberately chose to keep dinking.
Which I think was the right play. I think Etta has proven that if it's not going down on the attack, she is ready with that counter. So I think that was the smart play from Caitlin.
All right, 26-26.
Good eye from Arizona Drive. The opening was there, but Christian just hit it a little too hard.
Game point for Arizona.
Oh, nice! And Arizona Drive takes the first mixed double.
Kwon the avatar ball bender.
Tina to serving to start off this game.
All right, if you don't know the rules, players get a new ball for every match. And we're playing with the Vulcan Pro. I feel like the ball's been pretty good for these conditions.
Yeah, I would agree. AJ Kohler did a very good job there of keeping them back, keeping them on defense.
I think Lacey and AJ played mixed together before, maybe not in the MLP format, but at other events at the PPA.
Oh, that was a very good ball from Lacey, jamming up Kwon Dong.
Tina and Kwon probably more of a newer partnership. Kwon just joined the team in the previous event at Washington, D.C.
Yes,
but
and he is now. Yes, he's now on the team. Unfortunate net court there for Kwon Dong. We've got the Arizona Drive leading now 3-1. They need to win this game in order to take it to a dream breaker.
Good, Lacey reminding herself to move.
Yes.
She did end up reaching for that ball just a little bit.
Stopped her feet a little too early on that ball.
And I think that's kind of a good go-to in the match in terms of self-coaching. You know, if you're not moving well and missing balls, it's not really about your shots or your targets or your strategy. You just have to fix one thing and get moving a little bit better. Bring some energy in, and then you can talk about other elements of the game.
Good drive from Kwang Dong. He has a lot of action on that ball, so it dips very quickly. So you really, when I've played against him in the past, I really have to tell myself to get low and have my paddle out and ready. Don't want to stand too tall when he's driving the ball. Oh, Kwang tried to reach in for the poach, couldn't quite get to it. Set up almost like a screen for Tina.
4-4, Lacey's to serve.
They are with the wind. So the first lob that Lacey hit, she didn't hit it that hard, but it was executed well because both players were leaning forward. I think the second lob that AJ went for, they were not quite at the kitchen line. So it was, and with the wind, it was easier to let it go. That drive just landing a little long.
And also, I would say Lacey was lobbing cross court, so that gives you a little bit more distance. And most of the lobs we've seen so far come from the cross court. All right. There's a little discussion about the out call that Arizona made.
I think AJ Kohler was also looking at the scoreboard and saying that the score was wrong.
All right, 6-5.
Nice lean and reach in there from Lacey Schneemann. She has a big forehand, so she likes to reach in and take advantage of that whenever she can. Followed by a missed serve.
It's okay, still a little bit early in the game. Not a problem to make a few errors here and there. Kwon and Tina still trying to figure it out about how much presence Kwon is going to have in the middle and which things he needs to let his partner hit. I think in this situation, he probably doesn't need to be playing mixed the way Christian and Etta played, with Christian being super aggressive.
Right.
Christian has the advantage of height over Kwon, but also
Tina is also
very comfortable.
Right. Tina is a wall when it comes to dinking, so he can let Tina dink and pick his moments to be aggressive. She's not going to miss too many balls.
AJ, of course, is going to be everywhere. He can't help himself.
We call it the crab walk. He likes to crab walk along the kitchen line. Point from Arizona Drive. Better lob from AJ Kohler, not hitting it as hard, but hitting it over Tina's left shoulder, forcing her to hit a one-hand backhand overhead.
Yeah, and as you can see, a good lob in pickleball doesn't have to go over someone's head. It just needs to push them back enough that opens up a little bit of court.
Good eye.
In no man's land.
Yes. We are tied here at, no, we are not. We are at 9-8 for Arizona Drive. I like the play. I think he got what he wanted. He just didn't quite execute that two-hand backhand. I almost would have preferred him to see him hit it with a one hand because I think he's more comfortable with one than two. I think he's trying to figure out how to hit two hands because it's another option to have, but he got what he wanted. A little too low on that forehand speed up out of the air.
But so far we're seeing Arizona initiating a little bit more through different types of attack, and then Rangers are just being steady.
And that lob from Kwang Dong goes long. He was a little bit stretched on that one. I don't think that was necessarily the right time to be throwing up a lob, especially when you're on the full stretch. You want to be balanced hitting offensive lobs. That is a nice speed up from Tina Pisnik. She doesn't do it often, which is why it works generally when she does, because no one's expecting it. I think, there's different ways of speeding up balls. You have the players that like to speed up all the time and they have quick hands so they can counter and react to it. And you have the players that like to pick their moment and kind of catch people when they're not ready, and that was a good showing of that.
Yeah, Tina was very deceptive with that shot. She held it, made it look like a dink, and then she picked the perfect spot on the right hip for AJ. 11-11.
Oh. Lacey Schneeman trying to keep that point alive. Did a good job for the first few, could not quite keep it going. Oh, and the miss.
Yeah, this is a very
no one actually
match.
has been kind of cheering or yelling for points won. Christian a little bit. He'll get a little into it. And there's the lob to help finish the point off, get them off the kitchen line. And a good job from AJ Kohler finding that middle spot.
Lacey serving 12-13.
A little miscommunication between AJ and Lacey there. He was looking to take that dink and he couldn't quite reach it, and then at the last second Lacey had to take it, slightly popping it up, allowing Ranchers to go on offense.
But yeah, so far I'm enjoying the dink battles in this match.
Oh, there it is from Lacey. I was wondering when it was going to happen. She likes to pull. And that was definitely a great off-speed, speed up behind Kwang Dong. She probably noticed, yes, it is one of her signature shots. She definitely loves speeding up with her forehand. And she hasn't done it much, which is probably why it worked, because again, he was not expecting it. tried the double lob in that point. The first one worked, second one not so much. Ranchers leading 15-13 in this second mixed doubles game. A rare miss from Tina. She tried to counter that instead of block it.
But AJ did a really good job getting her a little bit off the kitchen line and a little bit off balance.
Yes.
With his dinks.
Oh, she tried it again, but he was ready this time. Kwong was on that backhand. There was a lot of scrambling going on in that point. Everybody trying to keep it alive. Ranchers coming out on top. Yeah, that's what makes these pros so good, you know? It's hard to hit the same shot too many times because they are very quick to make adjustments and be ready for the next one.
Fact.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and even though the ball was going out, Kwong was ready for it, hits it, and counters it down at AJ's feet. All right, they've got a little bit of a lead here at 17-14 for the Ranchers. That is a nice ball from AJ. Kwong is probably one of the few male players I've seen that likes the third and fifth drive combo. He has such a good drive that he feels more comfortable driving that fifth sometimes instead of dropping it. And honestly, with as good as his drive is, it works for him. He keeps it low.
AJ and Lacey are doing a pretty good job not dinking to Kwon's backhand because they don't want to deal with this heavy topspin dink. So
yes.
If you notice, most of their dinks are concentrated around the middle, and Tina's half.
Yes, also when you dink towards the middle, you take away the angles from any kind of speed ups. So now you don't have to sit and cover line as much with speed ups. You can sit and cover middle more. So for all you players out there, if you're playing against a team that likes to speed up off the bounce, try to direct your dinks towards the middle so you take away their angles and take away more of their options. So one of the things you can do to kind of counteract that. Oh, did not quite get under that backhand dink. All right. Kwangdong serving at 19-17. This is where it matters. This is where you gotta make sure you don't make too many errors as you get down to the end of the game.
Great defense by Tina.
Yes, keeping that point alive. Really good. It's what she's known for. She just does not miss.
The wall of Tina.
Yep.
AJ on it, on the counter.
We are all tied up here. Game number 4. Oh. I think that happens to some players. Some players, you know, they feel really good about the previous point, and then it's almost like they're too hype, and they rush, and that's where you need to take a deep breath and kind of settle back down and get back to the game plan.
Yeah, the pace in pickleball is super fast. Like if you notice, especially if compared to tennis, there's barely any time between points.
It kind of makes our job a little bit harder because we want to talk about all the strategy, but we don't want to talk during the points. So we have to be very quick with what we say.
And that's a challenge for you, Jesse.
It is a challenge for me because I love talking about pickleball. I could talk about pickleball all day. And there's so much going on. As I say, I always like to compare it to chess. There's just, you know, so many different variables and strategies. Tina did a really good job of reaching in there, recognizing that the Arizona drive was slightly on their back foot. Good aggression there.
And that's probably a shot that every female player has added to their arsenal, like a slight misdirect down the line instead of just slamming that ball cross court.
All right, we are all tied up at 21-21. Oh, a nice little one-hand backhand speed up there from Tina. Again, I think so far every time she has attacked or been offensive, it has worked in her favor, and it's because she just doesn't do it very often. She does a good job of, you know, finding the moments to be aggressive, and it catches the opponents off guard. Lacey not sure if that ball was going to go long.
All right, Tina showing some leadership and reminding her partner of a game plan. 23-21.
That backhand counter from Guangdong had a little bit too much pace for AJ to handle on that block.
Well, we have a match point for the Rangers and a good timeout for Arizona.
Yeah. All right. They've got a match point. 24-21.
In Major League Pickleball, you have to win on serve. So even though the Rangers are up and they have a match point, they're in a slightly more difficult position, right? Because they have to work their way into the kitchen and execute the third shot.
It's kind of like a freeze. It's like a little freeze. So yes, they do have to win on their serve now.
And then, of course, if Arizona is able to get a side out, they score a point and create a little bit more pressure on the other team. So let's see how this unfolds.
Again, this is a match point for the Ranchers. So if they win this point, they win the whole match 3-1, and they move on to the semifinals. They're still competing for that third place bronze medal match. Oh, and they get it off the net cord, and we've got Christian pumped up and fired up.